One of the first people that I met in Salinas was this guy, Manny, really dope dude. I met him at an open mic. And so I hit him up the other day just to pick his brain about a couple things. We ended up yapping about everything, about music, life, everything in between, his story, my story. But we had a really good conversation, so I just wanted to share that with y'all today. So yeah, man, this is cool. Thank you for doing this again, bro.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
man.
My pleasure, bro.
So I guess tell us who you are.
I'm glad I was actually practicing. Well, I go by the name of Manny Lugo. Manny Lugo is my artist name per se. My name is Emmanuel Castro.
Okay.
I am a musician, artist, producer, entrepreneur, father of two, husband, and son of a far land.
Yeah, that's what you were just like getting to a second ago before we turn on the camera again. I'm doing this because I'm like new to the area and trying to connect with folks.
Yeah.
You were one of the first people I met at an open mic at
the Bearded Bean.
Yeah, at the Bearded Bean in
yeah.
Salinas. And that was very cool. You were real dope. But I assumed you were from the area. So where are you from originally?
So I'm originally from Puerto Rico.
Okay,
Cool. Yeah. So I actually retired here from the military. I was serving in the army. And my wife is from the area. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call this home now.
Yeah.
And so far, this is what's been seeing the new part of me creatively as a man, right? Growing up so far in a different land, and then this is now home.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. And honestly, I feel like you've done a good job of like making it your home. I feel like I see you out and about with a lot of different artists and just other creatives in the area. So, like, you mind talking about that a little bit? Like,
sure.
You're connected to a few different creatives.
Well, around here, the main artist that I'm currently working with is Danny V.
Yeah.
A lot of, obviously he's kind of like the blueprint, I call him, for independent artistry in this whole 831 area. He's from Watsonville. I met him, not crazy enough, shortly after I linked up with you. I met you before I met him.
That's crazy.
But I mean, life happens. So I just invited him to one of my podcasts, and he's been so busy we couldn't link up that he told me I got a show. I pulled up to the show, and the rest is history. We've been working together, and one of the things is like I'm pretty good at kind of like trying to assess after all these years of military service and stuff. It's like, what's the next step that maybe you should consider taking musically or artistically? And he had that concern. He was feeling like he was hitting plateau at a certain point, and I told him, Danny, you need to put together a live band, and that's one of the largest projects that I've been working on right now. But I've also worked with other indie artists from the area. I've worked with the Kari band he's a homie from the hometown. I used to perform with a live band from Salinas. So they're not together anymore, but I did that for a little bit. But mainly I've been like home, bro. Just in my little cave, doing my thing. And that's pretty much that, man.
That's cool though. No.
Oh my gosh.
These dogs are going crazy.
For real.
They really want to go
They're
on a
excited.
walk. They want to go on a walk for sure. I hope they do. I hope they do, man. Good for them. Good for them, bro. I'm real sympathetic to animals. I saw this goose walking around.
Yeah.
Me and this lady were both feeling bad for this goose because he was like limping. He couldn't keep up with his friends.
Gooses are mean, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's how sympathetic I am. And so, like, I know in different circumstances you might try to peck at me.
Yeah,
but
for real.
I'm sorry you can't walk around with your homies. Like,
Yeah.
you can see it in his little goose eyes.
Definitely. I want to fly.
Yeah, for real. No, but no, man, that's cool. I guess tell me about. We'll wait a little bit. Wait a second, because they are going crazy.
Yeah, they're excited.
Good for them dogs, man.
There you
This
go.
is a cool park. Thank you for suggesting this area.
Nah, man,
I've
this is
driven
a
by
cool
it a bunch, but I haven't.
And you know what's funny? I drive by it a bunch of times and I never stop.
Yeah, straight up. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's what this is kind of all about. Is just like connecting with stuff instead of just passing stuff by. I've been doing that a lot the past few weeks of just trying to practice getting to know people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, of course.
Because from my side of things, I spent my entire life up north in Redding, California. So it's just like, I don't know.
Redding's kind of like similar to Greenfield where I'm at.
Okay.
Because it's a small town.
Yeah.
You know, there's not much to do. You got to travel miles to get to a certain store that you want, maybe. I mean, I've never been to Redding. I have a few friends that lived up there.
It's hot.
It's really hot. The valley gets hot, but for some reason it gets really windy, and at 3 o'clock, that wind starts blowing, and all that heat goes away, which is kind of like refreshing at the same time.
Oh yeah. No, I'm so much more enjoying the climate here. For sure, bro. For sure. Like it'd be like triple digits all the time in the summer up there. It's not, and it's like a dry heat. It's terrible, but it's beautiful too. Also, I love that place. I'm from that place.
Yeah.
But it's cool to. It's been cool to try to expand myself and like put myself in situations where I have to realize that people are nice again. You know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes you get in such a loop where you feel like it just feels like, oh man, they won't accept because you are already in the place that you're in. You feel like going outside of that is like a scary thing. It's like the cave, like the allegory of the cave thing almost. It's like they assume that the shadows are bad because they won't see what's casting.
Right.
You know. But
that's interesting. That's a good way to see things. But yeah, stepping out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, stepping out of that. I'm huge in that, bro. I really like to do new things as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, and I've been kind of like repeating this to a lot of people lately, it's like if I'm not learning something new every day, I start questioning myself. It's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know? And one of those things to me is film. I'm starting myself to jump into this new realm, which it goes hand to hand with music.
It's perfect.
You know, like one of my best friends will say, music, fashion, and film. Mm-hmm. All those three things are also kind of like always intermingled. But for me, I've kind of like, I don't say mastered, but master in a certain way that I can say that I can, in words and musically, give out my emotions.
Yeah.
And send out a message of a certain thing that I'm feeling. Now I want to explore that visually, you know, and give people double the whammy of like, I hear it, but I also see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the step that I'm taking on right now.
Yeah. No, I completely relate. Cause how long you been making music?
Bro, so as a producer, I started, I'm gonna say probably late 2018. I went to Full Sail University while I was still on military service, and it was great. It was a great starting point, but as a musician, I started really young. I was 5 years old when I first started playing the little Puerto Rican instruments as a cuatro, which is the national instrument. You probably heard it in a bunch of reggaeton music now lately, because Bad Bunny with his tour residency, all that stuff is kind of like highlighting a lot of the folklore from my land, you know, and I'm so proud of it because the cuatrista, the musician that is playing the cuatro in the actual residency, is one of my college friends. Jose Eduardo, man, if you ever watch this, bro, I'm hella proud of you, bro, for real. Super proud.
That's so cool.
And to see that, it's like, man, the potential it's just there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, I've been more so always the mentor. I like to, in any sort of fashion way, or, you know, just teach people and try to guide people in the right direction, you know? Because when I learn, I try to learn from people's mistake. I hate going through faults. I'm gonna go through it, and I have been going through them, right?
Yeah.
But I'm definitely, if you like say, I don't know, there's a pothole 3 miles from here, 3 miles from there, I'm going the same route. I'm not gonna take that pothole.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
no, for real.
So
For real.
I try to be that kind of person and that kind of guide or mentor to people, and I really take pride on that because I don't like. I was saying the other day, I was like, I don't believe in. I don't want to be like hungry for the recognition. I want a legacy. I want to leave legacy where people remember me for something that changed their lives. You know what I'm saying? Not just by what I did, but how I affected them in their life.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to work on.
That's dope. That's such a. I feel like that's such a rare thing to find nowadays
It
too,
is.
because like you're saying, everybody is so thirsty for, you know, admiration or whatever sort of attention they're seeking. But I think that's such a valuable like insight and perspective to have, to be looking towards like building legacy. And I think that speaks to, you know, I think the path that you're walking down like speaks to your character.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Thanks, man.
that's dope.
I honestly, it's kind of almost like a double-edged sword because not everybody gonna understand it immediately. You know, it's gonna take people time to kind of like adjust and dig deep into themselves and be like, that person actually does mean good for me, you know, because it's a tricky world, bro, especially in this type of industry we on, right? Music, film, and all this stuff. There's so many bad stories and horror stories,
And
honestly.
opportunists and
Opportunists like
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
you know, and I've worked with people from around the world. When I first started producing, I was mainly producing for people outside of the United States because when I got here, I didn't know nobody.
Yeah.
So I didn't know artists. I really didn't even want to go to the streets or nothing like that because I didn't know. I was like, why do I need to do this? I want to take care of my family and just focus on this and grow little by little. So I was working with people from Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, DR, Spain, Italy, everywhere online, you know, because it was shortly after COVID happened.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
deep in on just collaborating with people from the outside. And, you know, it took a toll. It took a toll because I was seeing my personal growth, but it wasn't kind of like expanding, if I may. So a good friend of mine told me, bro, instead of working with all these people, why don't you just do your own music?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? The hell with it. Yeah, let's do it. So I did. And that's how Manny Lugo was born. And Manny is my childhood nickname anyway. Lugo is my mother's maiden name. And I chose it that way because my creative side comes from her. And to honor my mom, I picked Manny Lugo. And then it just happened to kind of like have a little good tingly in your tongue when you say it. I was like, this is cool.
It rolls.
It rolls.
Yeah,
It rolls.
That's real. That's dope.
So I kept on doing it. And you know, there, like always, there's times where you don't have like kind of like consistency that comes with the waves of like discipline. If you're not really disciplined, then it's not gonna kind of take off. But I haven't seen it as I want to be the full-blown artist. You know, I actually kind of been using Manny Lugo as a guinea pig. Like I'm my own experiment to showcase people what I'm capable of doing if they allow me to render that help or assistance or service, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's smart too, because then it's like essentially you shopping all of your talents
Right.
out to everybody, and if they bop into it, they bop into it as well.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, shortly after that, I created my own record label, which is ECAS Music Group, ECAS Studios. That's the studio where I got there in Greenfield. And man, it's been a process because starting from from a little room to actually then moving to the garage because my family grew. They kicked me out of the house, and you go into the garage. Okay, let's. What am I gonna do with this space? No knowledge of Bob the building, nothing. I just got somebody to help me out.
Yeah.
We put these walls together, and boom, saw that flourish, and it hasn't been even 2 years yet.
Yeah.
Not even a year yet. When did I finish this? No, it's been a year, 2 years now. This next September, that I finished building that thing. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
The things that there's levels to certain things, and I feel like people overall, and I'm not talking about just creators, they just want to get to the end of the line so fast, and they're not realizing they're already on the walk.
Yeah.
It's so hard because attention span. Like, for example, they want to they want to go to the hook first and then go to the verse. You know what I'm saying?
But what are we even singing about?
What are we even singing about? Exactly.
Yeah.
Money bang, money bang, money. I mean, I get the catchiness of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what's the message of life, man?
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, for real. I mean, to your point about the people not realizing that they're already like doing the thing, I would even add to that like that's the thing that you're seeking. I mean, and it sounds like a cliche, and I haven't completed my walk yet either, but like from everything I've read and seen, it seems like all the greats, all the people I looked up to, they all say when they get there, like, yo, appreciate the rest of appreciate everything leading up to this, because that's really what it is. It's like those nights banging it out, trying to figure out the chord progression. When it's just you and whoever else, or just you by yourself,
bro.
just figuring it out. So
look, Russ says on his book, if you're eating a meal with your music, you already made it.
Yeah.
If you can't sit up with your homies in a restaurant and are able to pay your homies for a meal, you made it. When we learn to appreciate the simple things, bro, the universe, the world has a way to repay you back 10 times.
Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? Because you're being appreciative of that process, You got to pat yourself on the back. For the longest, I didn't even understand what that was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had that mentality, and I get my days, where I'm like, man, I gotta be harder on myself. But overall now, it's like, no, I gotta give myself some grace and appreciate that I've come this far. Because a lot of people they still dreaming of it. Yeah. And it just takes a leap of faith.
For real. No, that's a word. I needed to hear that for sure. No, because I heard an expression like that a couple months back too, that there's like a version of yourself that would like kill to be in the position that you're in right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would like give anything to be where you are right now, that can't even fathom the life that you have.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's it. What gratitude?
Gratitude.
I mean,
you gotta be graceful.
Yeah.
Bro, life, it's so fast, bro. And like I was telling you, I just did a little conversation earlier today. I told time. It's the only currency that you can only spend once.
Yeah.
Spend it wisely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And giving yourself time to be graceful for what you've done, bro, that's time that you're gonna appreciate forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
never gonna regret that.
Hell
You're never gonna
no,
regret
man.
that.
Hell, self-care, bro.
For real. No, and it's important too, because there's like so much, like it is important to work and to try to do some sort of purposeful work. I find that like that's the only thing that helps me feel like centered a lot of the time in my life, is like to be doing something that I can feel purpose in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you do have to, like you said, give yourself grace and give yourself space to just be a person and to like not be excellent at everything. Like that's not the point. That's not the point.
Perfection's it's a fantasy, bro. Perfection is a fallacy that they invented to just put pressure on people.
Yeah. It's for to make the workers work harder.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Honestly.
Straight up.
Honestly.
No, straight up.
Because this moderator dude that I forgot his name, he always says perfect makes what? And everybody answers I mean, practice, practice, practice makes what? Everybody answers perfect. And he says, wrong.
Yeah.
Practice makes improvement.
Hmm.
And that's true. Perfection is not real.
Yeah. No, perfection is death.
Yeah,
You know,
bro,
like,
it is.
like for real, because there should always be something else that you can strive for. Yeah, you're
You
right.
only become better. That's
Yeah.
it. Always become better. My thing is remain teachable, bro.
Yeah.
Me myself, I don't know shit. The more that I know, the less that I actually do.
Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. Like, yeah. No, this year, I mean, this whole past year has been such a nuts time for me in such a period of growth, and it's exactly to the point of what you're saying. Like I moved from my small town that I've been in my whole life. I went halfway across the world, saw one of my best friends get married in India, saw an entirely
that's
other part of the,
crazy.
you know what I mean? Like, that was so impactful. Seeing all the similarities and differences in culture and in humanity, and in just coming back here and struggling to apply some of the things I learned, and succeeding in other ways, and you know really disciplining myself in a way that I haven't before. But it's all to that point of just like, okay, like now what? You still don't know. You still don't know.
Yeah.
And that's cool, because if the day you do know, that's it. That's a wrap. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? Imagine waking up. That's why I say perfection is death. That's why I say perfection is death. Because imagine just waking up and it's like, nah, I did it all.
Bro.
Yeah, like, what's the point? What's the point?
I mean, that goes to what Will Smith said something kind of like that. It's like, yeah, rock bottom, it's bad, but it's worse hilltop high. Because hilltop high, you've done everything, but the only thing that you got left is yourself. And how do you validate yourself?
Yeah.
If you don't appreciate yourself, nothing matters. It's just like being on rock bottom.
Yeah.
But with everything.
Which is worse.
Which is
way worse. That's nuts. No, that's
crazy.
That is crazy. That's the bar.
That's crazy, man. Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine.
No.
I mean, that goes to keep us center and bro, grounded.
Yeah.
Bro, Mother Earth, man.
Yeah.
When we stay grounded and conscious about it, it's we stay connected with humanity and with what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's good to praise yourself. I'm being a badass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, do it. Yeah, I'm a badass.
You gotta big yourself up.
Yo, obviously.
Nobody else is guaranteed to. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do it to a certain extent. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Don't just don't let it go over your head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once it's over your head, that's where you, bro.
Yeah, you can't go Kanye.
Yeah. Oh no.
Can't go Kanye. Can't go Kanye on
Bro,
that.
and even Kanye, you know, he's still not that dumb. You know, he's crazy.
He's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
No, the man is insane.
Yeah.
But he, you know, they say he made graduation.
That's hilarious, man.
Nah,
that's a whole other level.
That's a
for
whole
real.
that's a different conversation. But that's real. Let's talk about you want to talk about military stuff? You want to talk about that experience?
Well, my
Did
military
that instill? Yeah. What did,
my military experience, what it did is basically kind of like align. I kind of struggled mentally when I wasn't. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody knows this. I've seek therapy and I better myself.
Yeah.
And stuff. And it was a constant battle of yes and no's. You know, and that's when I learned how to actually really say no. Bro, no is a word that can save your life, bro. No. When you say no to somebody, people are gonna hate you, bro. You know, because nobody love to be saying no, and I found myself in multiple occasions telling my superiors no. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought it wasn't the right thing, and even though it got me sometimes it got me in trouble. Others, it was like, okay, what do you got to say then? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't come up to the table without a solution. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're gonna counteract what they're trying to do. So, but it was overall, bro. It was a growth experience more than anything. It definitely made me the man that I am today, without a doubt. Um, in ways of organizing myself and thinking ahead and planning and give me certain set of skills. I'm starting to sound like Liam Neeson here. A set of skills that I can hunt you down. Now, just
particular set of
skills that I can find you and shit like that. No, but it did give me some life skills and professional skills to help me and others develop as professionals, as human beings, and to basically encounter life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for it, man. I learned a lot. I struggled a lot, but I guess that's in every profession. I guess in a certain type of shape or form, you're gonna have that. You know.
Yeah.
I was just lucky enough that at least I never deployed. I have family members that did, and I saw how war changed people. But a lot of my troops, when I was working in a higher echelon of the military, I saw how it was changing them and how it changed them. And I always try to be just that word of inspiration, man. You know, and try to seek the positive in things. I even got one time, I remember, this dude that told me, why do you smile so much? I was like, bro, what the hell is your problem?
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
You made it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world sucks. Everybody knows that. War, it's not fun. War sucks. And it was a time that I want to be Rambo. I was like, fuck yeah, send me out there. I want to do this stuff.
Yeah.
When I became a dad, I was like,
wait, those are
know
people.
you know what? Forget it.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather stay here. I mean, if it's my turn, it's my turn.
Yeah.
And I was,
Yeah,
I'm
and
going to
that's
say, I'm
that
going to count
sacrifice.
myself lucky. You know, I was lucky that I didn't have to experience anything beyond what was just out here in the States, which was a good experience. Overall, I gotta thanks, and I still keep up with a lot of my mentors.
Yeah.
You know, some of them are my life friends. Some are my godparents. Shit, for my wedding and stuff. You know, so
That's
they're
cool.
family. You
Yeah.
know, they're regular people, and bro, it's just another job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
another job.
But it's a very specific job.
It
That's
is.
why I wanted to ask.
It is, and I think it hurt me the most because I would have been able to, but I didn't have the time or the ratio to do it, music and all the other stuff. So when I stopped doing that stuff, it was affecting me indirectly, which I did not identify until recently. Once I did therapy and everything, and I started like going back more into my music. It's something. Imagine I don't know, God, grant you health. You lose a leg. I lose a leg. You know how to kick a ball. You play soccer, and then you want to do something that you've done your entire life, and you stop doing it. And then they give you back your leg. How's it gonna feel?
Yeah.
Like, oh shoot, wait. This is what it was missing.
Yeah.
And to me, that was music. Music was missing from my life for a long time. Even though it was there, it wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So, when I kind of identified that, I started changing my life again. Started revolving around creatively. My emotions started changing. My mental health started changing again. And I even started doing like music therapy and stuff. And that was funny because the therapist was telling me, "You're already doing this. You don't need me." I was like, "No, I do. What do you mean? I do. I want to know what it is." But it's because at that moment I had already identified what was missing. And bro, music. Imagine a world without music.
I don't want to, but I know you know. For real. No, for real. It's.
And specifically music.
Yeah.
Because there's many arts. Yes, appreciate painting, all that stuff. Yeah. No, but sound.
It's so integral to everything we do.
Everything. Right now, just sitting here, bro. The little
chirping,
birds, the
cheering
shouting,
from the baseball.
bro.
Yeah.
The little bird,
The water.
the
if we,
water,
if
bro.
we, for real.
Life is music.
Yeah. No, for real.
Life is music, bro. Your
Yeah.
heartbeat, it beats. It's
Yeah.
called a heartbeat.
Yep.
It's music.
Yep. No, that's real. That's real. No,
So yeah, man, that's where I stand.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling it. This is, man, you're just spitting right now. Honestly, like this is really dope. Here, let me check how much time I got.
Yeah. Go ahead.